Everybody needs a good stretch in the morning. We got the hogs sorted. I'm headed out to the field to clean the combine up and get ready to go for another day. We've got rain coming Saturday night. Right now it's Tuesday morning, so we're already doing the math trying to figure out how far we can get by Saturday afternoon if we really push it on this corn harvest. And we're hoping to get all the way down to our last field if we can. So there's a coyote out here running around in the field. I have never been this close to a coyote before. He doesn't really seem too concerned with trying to get away from me. This is kind of cool. Well, another farm bites the dust. Time to fold up and head on down the road to the next field. It's starting to look a little cloudy, a little dark. It's about 2:30 in the afternoon. Hopefully it doesn't rain. Well, we just got nicked by the northern edge of a rainstorm, and man alive, is it a mess now. We got mud on the cart, we got junk stuck to the combine, mud on the fenders. Ugh. Time to bring it all in for supper. You may never have noticed, but there are two different colors of diesel fuel. The stuff that you put in your semi or a diesel pickup truck that you buy at the gas station has no dye in it. This is road diesel and is taxed for road use. The stuff that we use on the farm is the same diesel, but it has red dye in it to show that we have not paid road tax on it because all of our equipment spends most of its time in the field and not on the road. Be careful not to get caught driving a semi or a diesel pickup with red diesel in it, or you will pay a hefty fine. Well, we had a good supper and decided not to go start that other field tonight. We got some more pigs that need to be sorted, so we're gonna go do that right now instead of starting that other field in the dark. Pigs are sorted, calling it a wrap for today. See you tomorrow. Well, this old chain's just about shot. We have a new one already, but we're just trying to get all the good out of this one. All right, we got the end rows tore off of this field. We're setting the combine right now, which basically means just making sure that we're getting all the corn off the cob and making sure that we're not blowing any of it over the sieves onto the ground out the back of the combine. So we always stop and let it run for a little bit to clean everything out, and kind of makes a little pile right behind the combine that we can look at as well. We are breaking a lot of them in half, which is fine. Sometimes you can't avoid that if the quality of the cob is not good. We definitely don't want to find any cobs with kernels on them. And then if we brush some of this material out of the way here, I do see a few kernels on the ground. We got to do a little investigating to figure out where those kernels are coming from, so I'll turn the lights on up inside the combine and we'll crawl up in there and take a look. All right, we're gonna look up on this little shelf up above the sieves right here behind this beater and see if we see any corn. I don't see any corn on there. Well, since there was no corn on the rotor shelf, that means that it's either blowing right over the sieves or we're doing some head shelling. So we gotta check behind the corn head now. And some of the corn made its way through the stripper plates instead of being pulled into the head. So that gap that you see right there, I need to narrow that up just a little bit so that it's not tearing kernels off and pulling them through. And with a push of a button from the comfort of a cab, we'll just close those down just a little bit. So I was pretty happy with the condition of the cobs, but we were breaking them just a little bit more than I feel that we need to. So I'm going to open the concave clearance up just a little bit. I've got it set to 34 right now. I'm going to move it up to 37. Basically what that means is I am creating more space between the rotor, which is the round cylindrical piece that spins around and does the threshing, and the concave grate, which is the piece that rotor scrubs the corn against, and then the kernels fall through. So I'm opening that up just a little bit, and we're going to see how that changes things. We got our pile right here to look at. I like to see whole cobs. That's a very good sign. So here's what we've got going on with this particular hybrid of corn. First of all, the stalks are in pretty bad shape. Some of them are actually blown over, and we're having to scoop them up off the ground with the tips of the snoots. So the stalks are coming apart really easily, therefore bringing a lot of trash into the combine. Also, the kernels are wanting to come off the cobs really easily as well. So just in the process of the corn head trying to tear the ears off the stalks, we've got kernels bouncing everywhere. So I've slowed the head speed down. I've closed the deck plates way down to try to cushion the blow and keep as many of the kernels on the cob as I can until they get inside the combine. But then that creates a problem inside the combine because we've got all these stalks and trash and stuff trying to go through, trying to get sifted out to get the kernels into the tank without any other stuff in. You'll end up with some little bits of cobs and some pieces of stalks in with your corn. And so to try to sort that out, you close the sieves down just a little bit and make a smaller opening for the kernels to go through, and then some kernels start blowing over the back of the combine and landing on the ground, going through the chopper. So it's kind of a never-ending battle when you've got a hybrid of corn that is acting this way. You don't ever seem to achieve the perfect settings, you just kind of achieve maybe tolerable settings. We don't want to leave any corn on the ground for sure. That'll cost money, but it also costs money to have junk in the sample. So we'll just keep fighting and try to get it as clean as we can and try not to leave any behind. Today is Halloween, and I'm dressed as a farmer operating a combine. Think anybody will buy it?